Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing some movements to bring strength and stretch to our legs, our foundation here. So that being said, let's start seated to get some stretching. All right, coming to a star pose, just letting our knees fall. We want a nice gap between our pelvis and our heels. And let's just start to center our breath, our focus. Inhaling, exhaling, letting gravity bring our knees towards the ground. Tuning in with where our body is right now. Let's take one more breath. Inhaling our arms up to the sky, and let's fold from our hips all the way out in front of us, starting to get a deeper stretch into our psoas, the back of our lower back, and just working into that, moving slow in the beginning stages of our stretching here. Inhale, and let's release our head. Again, letting our knees fall to the ground. And inhale, walking over to our right side, bringing our left hand into our inner thigh and stretching over our knee. Inhale, stretch a little deeper. And let's walk back through the center, over to our left side. Bringing our right hand to our inner thigh. Letting our hips release. We hold a lot of tension in our legs and our hips. They take a lot of force every day and carry us around. So letting all that go. One more breath. And one more time in the middle. Maybe coming a little closer to our feet. And walking ourselves back in, bringing our legs closer now to Baddha Konasana, bound angle. And now we're definitely working our knees towards the ground and pulling up from the spine, rocking back and forth a little, getting our sits bones straight on the ground. In this position, if you have a hard time with your hips and want a little bit of relief, you can put blocks or a book underneath our knees, and it'll allow us to stretch a little bit deeper. But wherever you are, let's inhale through the spine and walk ourselves out again, pulling our knees towards the ground. Inhale. And walking ourselves back up now. Let's butterfly just a little bit, just to release a little bit more tension since we are working with the hips and legs a lot today. We want to get a good stretch before we start building strength. So, butterflying, pretending we are a beautiful butterfly, floating through the sky, flapping our wings, our leg wings, pulling, actively pressing down, but actively bringing them up, not just woo, but really slowly feeling those muscles move. Inhale, a couple more times. All right, let's release our legs to the front, coming into Dandasana staff, stitching our legs together here. This not only stretches in the back of our hamstrings, but also brings a nice strengthening to the core. So let's activate through our feet. Inhale, bringing our legs up. Holding our arms up. Holding here. And let's release forward, coming to our feet, our ankles, our calves, wherever we can. Lengthen our spine, stretching forward, and release. Now really feeling it in the back of our calf muscles, our hamstrings, but enjoying this stretch, waking those muscles up, getting them ready to work. Again, remembering to stay active through your feet, but breathing into those tension spots. I have really tight hamstrings, so I can always use this stretch, but again, it works the lower back as well as the calves too. One more breath here, maybe going a little bit deeper. And let's release back up. Coming into a wide angle. We'll do a quick one of these, just one more stretch into the inside of our legs and our hamstrings. So you can come to a V here, or as wide as you can, wide as the mat. Let's inhale, extend through the spine, and release over to the right side, bringing this left arm arching over towards our feet, but twisting to the sky, keeping both feet activated, feeling that stretch in our thighs. One more breath. And let's release to the other side. Each side is different. My left side's usually a lot tighter, so you might be up here, but it doesn't matter if you can touch the toes or not. It's really just that active motion of twisting towards the sky and stretching through our hamstrings. Again, keeping those feet activated, rolling back. We don't want to roll forward, keeping them straight up towards the ceiling, sky, wherever you're at. One more breath. And coming back, bringing our legs in, and let's dive forward onto hands and knees. Here we are, coming to a tabletop position, rocking it out. Let's do a couple of cat-cows just to wake up the spine here. So dropping your belly, lifting your head to the sky, rolling your shoulders down and back, and tucking that belly in, arching our spine forward. Pressing through our hands to protect our shoulders, activating through our feet. Full motion here. Everything is working. Breathing, remembering to breathe. And take a couple at your own pace. Finding a spot that might feel good. And breathing into that. Alright, after our last cow, let's meet in neutral spine and stretch this right leg back. Rocking on those toes, waking up the calves. Alright, inhaling that right leg up. And here we are. Starting to build some strength into our calves, our hamstrings, our quads, the whole leg. Inhale, looking out in front of us here. We don't want to crunch our neck or looking at a little pond or reflection. Inhale, let's pulse that leg, starting to bring some heat into our foundation, making us stronger to endure everyday life. If we have some strong legs, we can get through anything, walk through anything. Continuing to keep that leg activated, pressing down through the ground here. Inhale, continuing to pulse a couple more times, and let's hold again, bending at that knee, and let's bring it to the side here into a fire hydrant, and here we are, remembering to continue to keep equal pressure in hands. Inhale, exhale, and let's pulse here, working on our abductors, the outside of our thighs, very important. Inhale, smiling through the pain, through the tension, building strength. Continuing to pulse. Okay, a couple more times. Let's inhale, hold for just a second. Oh, the sun is coming out, right. And stretching it back. Hold. Now let's cross over our left leg so our knees are crossed, and slowly walk ourselves back to sit on our butt. Here we come here. Having our knees stacked if we can. If it's a little harder, you can prop up your hip, bringing a little bit more of a stretch, bringing your feet out, but if this feels good, you can keep them close. Here we go, stretching this outer side. Let's inhale, extend through that spine again. Bring your hands up and coming forward. Getting a deeper stretch here in our left hip, left thigh. Enjoying the strength. Maybe you can feel your heartbeat. Good stuff. Inhale, exhale. All right. Let's come up now, pressing up. We're in a cross-legged position, coming back to tabletop and releasing that leg. Coming back to hips over knees. Do a little cow, a little cat. All right, now let's stretch through that left foot. Getting a little bit of a calf stretch. Feels good now that you were leaning all your weight onto that side. Inhale. When you're ready, let's lift that left leg. Here we go. So we have our shoulders over wrists, pressing fully through our hands to protect our wrists, our shoulders. Inhale, equally pressing, and let's pulse. Feeling that strength, enjoying the work. Always building strength here, building power and confidence in yourself. Continuing to keep that foot activated. We don't want a fishy foot here. Inhale, enjoy the work. One more breath. And let's pause. Holding, getting ourselves situated. And now let's bend that knee and starting to pulse in our fire hydrants. Oh, you might be feeling that right leg, left leg. Enjoy, breathe it through, push through, you got this. Inhale, exhale. All right, stretching that leg back out, holding for just a second. And again, now let's cross left over right. Spraying our feet to the side and pressing back and through. Here we go. Stretch on the other side. Now each side is different, so maybe you need to prop this side, maybe you don't. Wherever you are, let's extend through that spine. Breathe. Inhaling our arms up. Sitting in to that right hip. And let's stretch forward. Here we go. We really are working towards our knees being on top of each other. Inhale. Exhale. Enjoying this deep stretch. One more breath. And let's push back through. Coming to tabletop position. And shake out our hips, our spine. Inhale. Let's tuck our toes, tuck our tummies, and hover for just a second here. And pressing back into downward dog. Here we go, our first dog of the day, so let's walk it out. Nice little breeze coming in, feels great. Let's press down through that left heel and that right, really working those heels towards the ground. All right, pressing back through our hands, enjoying our dog. One more breath. Let's inhale that right leg up. And here we go, keeping our hips square, not opening up yet. Holding here for just a second. And now let's pulse. Continuing to keep that right foot activated. Just pulsing here. Inhale. Exhale. All right, one more, and now let's open our hips. Looking underneath the right arm. You could bend at that knees, getting a deeper stretch into the front of our quad. One more breath. And inhale, bring that knee to chest, hovering for just a second, and step through. Here we go. Bring our knee over the ankle. Inhale, and coming up to high lunge, sinking. Bring our hands to our heart. Here we go, we are standing now. Inhale, and let's sit in this lunge. I used to not like lunges that much, but they are extremely good for your legs. Let's sink a little bit lower, making sure we can still see our big toe. Knee over ankle. Inhale, exhale. Sinking just a little bit lower now. Inhale those arms up. And let's release. Bringing our right foot to meet the left. Pressing into plank here. Inhale, shift forward and lower all the way down and through cobra. Inhaling here. Exhale, and let's push back up into downward dog. Walking out our dog again. Breathing. Seeing the difference here in the right leg and the left. One more breath. Now let's lift that left leg, keeping our hips square. Toes pointed towards the ground. Inhale, pressing with our full palm, clawing down through our fingertips. One more breath, and let's pulse. Keeping that left foot activated. Breathing. You might be feeling it now in the right leg. Continuing to pulse. Inhale. And release, opening up your hips, looking underneath your left arm. Breathe. All right, coming through now, knee to chest, hover, and setting that foot down. Bringing our knee over ankle, inhale, and bring it all the way up into a high lunge. Sinking those hips forward. Being able to see that front toe still. Inhale. Really breathing here. Your heart might be beating. Good. Remembering your strength. Inhale, sink a little deeper. Remembering to keep our hips towards the front of our mat, square. One more breath. Inhale up and coming down. Meeting our right leg now with our left, so stepping forward. Here we are, Uttasana, forward fold. Slight bend in your knees, dropping your head. And let's walk out our legs in this position, bending into our left knee. And switch. And doing that a couple times. Inhale. Exhale, flat back. Inhale, release, bending in our knees and reverse swan dive all the way up. And coming here into Tadasana. Here we are. Let's breathe here for just a second, feeling how we feel now in our legs. Are they shaking? Do they feel strong? Maybe a little fatigue? Let's drop here, closing our eyes. One more breath. All right, inhale. Let's inhale, bringing our arms up. And we're going to sink down now into Uttasana, fierce pose or chair pose. So I'll turn to the side. Here we are. Bringing our weight into our heels. You can stay here at prayer or bringing our arms up. We want to sit back like we're sitting in a chair a slight tuck in that tail, sucking these tummy core in as much as we can. Inhaling, bring those arms up, or again here. Your arms are up, pressing the shoulders down and back. One more breath. All right, breathe, feeling your legs. Woo! Inhale. Exhale, let's bring our hands down to prayer. And starting to kneel all the way down into a ball here. And inhale, back up, staying in chair pose. Remember, weight in the heels, and down into a ball. Up and down, remembering to breathe up and down. Little yoga squats. Up, down. One more. Up, hold, sink a little deeper, and release, forward fold. Here we are. Inhale, halfway up. Look out in front of you into that pond, your reflection. Release, and reverse swan dive. Coming all the way up. Tadasana. Catching your breath here. Okay. Let's step out with our toes slightly pointed to each other, our legs a little farther than hips distance apart. Awesome. Inhale, and let's bend at the hips. Coming down here, getting a deeper stretch into the hamstrings, and release. Breathing here wherever you are. And let's inhale, walk over to the right. Let's not come all the way onto that leg, but a little bit out, away from it. We want a deeper stretch here in the back of our hamstrings. Breathing. And let's just walk out afar and stretching over to the left. Getting a nice deep stretch there. Remembering to breathe, smile. Inhale, back to the center. And here we go. Let's lift up to flat back. Now let's scoot our feet in a little bit, but now our toes facing out. And here we go. Coming up into a deep squat. Goddess pose. Here we go. Finding your stance, it might be different for everyone here. Remembering to tuck the tail, keeping your spine stacked. Inhale and sink. Here we go. Keeping our hands at our chest, feeling that foundation. Let's inhale the right toes up and exhale those back down. Inhale the left, and back down. And let's see if we can do both. Inhale, both of them up. Breathe, your legs are shaking, maybe, mine are. One more breath, and release. Coming now, letting your legs relax for just a second. Let's heel toe our legs back in, keeping our toes pointed out. And let's go all the way down into a yoga squat. Working towards our heels being on the floor, but let's just stretch forward in this. Trying to sit back on our heels, but get a deeper stretch now. We're also stretching our spine. One more breath. Now let's lift up, bring our hands to prayer pose, pushing our elbows into the inner of our knees. A little bit of a deeper stretch. Inhale, bringing one hand behind us and release. Here we go, back on the ground. Let's bring our legs out in front of us. Inhale, back into Dandasana. And exhale. Let's slowly roll all the way down. Here we go. Let's bend our knees in Giving them a little bit of a windshield wiper here. Releasing those hips. Seeing how your legs feel. Are they fatigued? Do they feel stronger? Do you want to go on a run now? Whatever you feel, just breathe. Releasing those hips. Inhale and exhale. Let's bring our knees to chest, squeezing into a little ball and rocking back and forth on the back of our spine. Keeping that right leg in and extending that left leg out and down, squeezing it in. Let's lift those legs up and walk our hands up our leg. Trying to get a nice stretch here now. Again, into the back of that leg, into the calf, wherever you are. You can hold it at your thigh, your calf, your ankle, or your foot. Wherever that is, enjoy bringing it closer to you. You don't have to be totally locked out here. You can have a slight bend in your knee. And if it feels better to you too, you can bend that left knee. You might get a little bit more lift. We are working towards the hips, staying on the ground, the lower back. One more breath. And let's release that leg. Bring the left leg in now, stretching it close to our body. Breathing here. And inhale it up. Ooh, see, yeah, my left leg is really tight, always, so I'm a little lower here. But again, wherever you are, either the back of the calf, the thigh, ankle, foot, just not on your knee. Letting go of that tension. If your legs are shaky, that's good. You worked them. Quick little strength building for our foundation. One more breath. And let's bring the right leg to meet the left. Grab onto the outside of our feet. And here we go, happy baby. Again, stretching out the outside of our legs and hamstrings. And a little bit of our hips too. You can play around with it if you like. You can rock back and forth or just hold here. Stretching, enjoying it. Inhale, exhale, release. All right, one more breath wherever you are. Bringing our knees again one more time into our chest. And let's come now, bringing our legs straight out in front of us, letting our ankles roll out, squeezing our shoulder blades in, lifting our chest, and release. Here we are, Shavasana. Inhale, exhale, letting it go. Enjoying this pose, letting our practice sink in, letting our muscles enjoy. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in to another video. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. I am Yoga Birch. Namaste.